Can we please bring some closure to the Double Dragon beef between Pat and Ian?
It was a dark day on Twitter. A very dark day went out of nowhere, like an RKO.
I had like a drink or two in my system.
I'm talking. When Ian goes, just have to say, no one talks about it. Double Dragon's a bad game. Can't we just admit it? And I'm like, what? Ian knows my love of Double Dragon, first of all. Second of all, this son of a bitch sat next to me during video game years and didn't say one bad word about Double Dragon. In fact, I remember him might have semi-complimenting the game. So, Ian, care to explain yourself? What the hell happened? Why the sudden shift in attitude in one of my most beloved games?
Yeah, because I constantly remember Double Dragon 2 and the okay port of Double Dragon 1, despite the fact that it's single player. The problem is
That's single player in the arcade.
I know. I'm talking about the NES versions.
Oh, okay.
Which were okay. I have constantly downloaded basically every available arcade version of Double Dragon 1. MAME, Xbox Live Arcade, PlayStation 4, and I can't fucking stand it. It's choppy. It's full of slowdown. I personally think it's a fucking garbage game. Did it push beat 'em ups forward? Yes. Much like the most important game of all time, Space Invaders pushed shooters forward. But that does not make it good. Here's something that I discussed with someone the other day. I know, I hear you fuming. There are games that push genres forward that are important, but when it comes to games that are good to play, that does not mean you go all the way back. There are games that are... There's a starting point. There's a starting point. And the starting point for good beat-em-ups is not Double Dragon 1. It's just fucking not. That's not where you start playing good beat-em-ups. I'm sorry. I just don't like it. It's not a good game.
Yeah, it was so bad that little young Patrick at Boat Craft Amusement Parks in Scotch Plains, New Jersey, used to always play that game in the arcade and didn't once think about, wow, this isn't pushing the genre forward, or this isn't pushing the genre forward, or they're slow down because there's 6 fucking characters on the screen at once and not just fucking 3 like in the shitty NES version of the game with a second simultaneous player. No, I never thought about that playing the game originally. No, I never thought. I just thought, wow, this is doing something games never did before this. And I'm not going to worry about what my fucking ingrate co-host 30 years from now thinks about this fucking amazing game at the time. With baseball bats and knives and fucking dynamite and giant mid-bosses like a Bobo that had never been done to that extent in games before. No, I didn't think about that at all.
It kind of...
The really great graphics for the time, the great sound effects, the really awesome soundtrack that's very underrated. No, I wasn't thinking about what Ian thought about it 30 years from now. I was just enjoying it. Enjoying smacking people with pistols. Oh no, it went down to only 20 frames a second for those 3-second intervals. Oh, God forbid that happened to Double Dragon. And the game was so bad and no one played it and was so unimportant that they came out with Double Dragon 2 and Double Dragon 3 and 4 and 5. Because that first game was terrible.
Yeah,
what did Techno Japan know about?
kind of suck except for the second one.
They all kind of suck. You heard it here first.
The second one's great.
It says they all kind of suck.
The second one's fantastic. A marvel of electricity. One of the best things you can do with it, actually.
You know what never pushed the genre forward, Ian? Mappy Land never pushed the genre forward.
Yeah,
how about that?
But that's
or
fun.
Mappy never pushed the genre forward.
But it's fun.
That fucking killed the genre of little mice cops running around. Never saw another game after that. How much slowdown was in that game, asshole?
Not a lot.